Down with me, who wants you down with me, down with me? I got a crowd wrapping round the whole town for me. They mama proud, got a thou in the balcony. Nah, 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 I don't hear no clown talking foul on me.
Am I good? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of What Are the Odds podcast. It's your host, JMX, with my co-host, Ryan. Ryan, first off, I ain't gonna lie, everybody, we got a lot to get into, but first, Ryan, man, how you doing?
Man, I'm chilling. We had a great day of football, great weekend of football.
Great weekend.
Besides one day, one game, but
Nah,
yeah, I'm chilling. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. It was a good week of football. Got to do some interviews today. I got some content coming out for that soon, but man, I had a really good week. Really good week of football, really good weekend, and yeah, man, let's get right into it. So we're gonna go over these first few games, that we want to go over kind of briefly, and then we'll go in detail about you know, the main games that were the really good games. To start off, we're gonna get into it, man. 49ers and the Patriots, they went 49ers. I can't remember if they were at home for this game. I think, yeah, they were at home for this game. Patriots traveled all the way to San Francisco, played this game, and everybody kind of knew what this game was going to be. 49ers were getting healthier. Only got not back at CMC, and come to find out he has Achilles tendonitis in both of his legs. And prayers for CMC. I just want to put this note out there. The Madden curse is it's insane, bro. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm not saying that this is all because of a Madden curse, but like, bro, this is nuts. But shout out to the 49ers, man. They handled business. They won the game 30-13. It was never really a close game. At halftime, it was like 20-3, and you could just kind of tell the way it's going. Brock Purdy had an okay day, 15 for 27, 288, a touchdown, and Jordan Mason ran the ball pretty well. But yeah, I mean, the story of this game, 49ers just dominated from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, you basically said everything. I want to give a shout out to George Kittle for that touchdown catch over like three defenders. I want to give him a little shout out. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, besides that, Patriots really couldn't get anything going on offense. I kind of want, like we've talked about in previous episodes, when are they gonna bring in what's his name? Drake May. It's
Oh, yeah.
like the offense could not do anything at all. But yeah, I mean, and Antonio Gibson was their leading receiver. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Patriots, man, they got a lot of stuff to figure out. I think Jacoby Brissett is just playing very conservative, and I mean, rightfully so. They're just not. They don't have a lot of. I mean, they have talent, but they're just. I don't know, man. Jacoby Brissett is not the guy there. But yeah, that George Kittle touchdown was insane. Like, that was some Randy Moss shit. Like, real, like, that was crazy. George Kittle. I don't know if you guys didn't see it, he caught a touchdown like over three people in the back corner of the end zone, and that's one of the best catches I probably have ever seen. Like, that was crazy. But yeah, moving
Especially
on to
for
the
him being as big as he is too.
yeah, like, and bro, I one thing I don't understand about George Kittle, though, I will say, is that why they don't involve him more in the passing game. Like, I mean, this was second best tight end in the league. I really feel like they should involve him more in the passing game. I know they use him a lot in run blocking schemes and kind of getting other guys open, but I feel like they got to find a way to give him the ball, because I feel like even last year he wasn't getting the ball enough. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I think with when Brock's rookie season, like with his rookie season, they used Kittle a lot in the passing game. Like, that was the
Mm-hmm.
main target, and usually they always say like a rookie quarterback's best friend is a tight end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like he has random games where like the game plan is just like that one Dallas game last year where he had like three touchdowns. It's like it's random,
Mm-hmm.
and then some of the games he'll have like two catches. It's like, all right.
Yeah, man. I don't understand that, but moving on to the next game. We're gonna talk about this one briefly. The Buccaneers defeated the Eagles 33-16. They took care of what they needed to do at home. The Eagles didn't have anyone going today. No Devontae, no AJ Brown. Darius Slay did play, but it was also no Lane Johnson. I mean, I picked Tampa to win this game. I think Ryan picked Tampa too. Didn't you pick Tampa? Yeah, I kind of saw this coming. Tampa was getting healthier. I know Vita Vea came back. I think Antoine Winfield is still out, but they did get Vita Vea back in this game, and they steamrolled them. Like, Baker on they got their number against Philly. I would say Philly was hurt, but shout out to Baker and them, man. They handled their business. 30 for 47, 347 yards, 2 touchdowns. But yeah, Philly, man, they just got to get back healthy. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, I think their bye week hit at the perfect time for him. Like, hopefully, like you said, Lane, Devontae, and AJ can be back. I think AJ had like a chance at playing in this game, but they like
Yeah.
ruled him out like Saturday night. Um, yeah, dude. I mean, the Bucks just got their number right now. It's yeah, but that's really
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, one thing I will add is that Jalen Hurts really has to limit these turnovers. I think I saw something that said since 2023 or something like that, he leads the league in turnovers. I can't remember if that was I can't remember what exactly the stat was, but I know he leads the league in turnovers over some period of time. But yeah, he does have to do better protecting the football. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Going into the next game, we're gonna talk about
Hold up,
briefly.
real quick. I saw a stat. In the last 13 games, the Eagles have lost 10 of them.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, that's
yeah,
crazy. 10 games in the last 13. And I saw people in the comment section of that tweet where they were like, "Oh, you're just like cherry picking games." It's like, no, this is the last 13 games. Like you've lost 10 of them. And it's like, let's say you have like, arguably a top 5 roster, 3 roster, and you're losing these games like it's unexcusable. Eventually, it does fall back on the coaching staff. Like, yes, it's obviously the
hmm
players. Like you said, Jalen Hurts can take better care of the ball, but eventually, it does come back to the coaching staff just not preparing their guys enough.
yeah. Like, I agree, and I would say one thing: everybody just sitting here blaming Nick Sirianni for everything. He's at fault. I'm not saying he's not at fault, but one thing people got to realize: this man is not calling any plays. He's not calling any plays. So if you're putting a play calling on him, like he's not calling anything. Like he's just there to kind of be the leader and make sure things are running smoothly. But hey, man, Kellen Moore, Fangio, they got brought there to call the plays for the offense and the defense. So everybody I'm seeing blaming him for that, man, you got to take it over with those coordinators.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I agree. I uh, I think the thing with Sirianni is people just don't like his antics. Like just him as a
Yeah.
person, he's just like when they win, he's all up in your face and he's all loud. And I mean, he's very Philly. That's kind of how Philly is. But like eventually, it's like, dude, like I think the last win or like one of the last wins was against the Chiefs, and they like last year. And I remember him in the tunnel where he was like screaming at the people. He's like, "Bye, bye, bye!" And it's like, dude, you're like a grown adult. Like, what are we doing? Like, I get you're passionate. I get you got emotions. Like everyone got emotions, and football is a very emotional game. But it's like, dude, like you're a head coach. Like eventually, you're kind of giving these teams like bulletin board material a little bit, and it's like, dude,
Mhm.
calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree, man. He does have his bad moments, especially in those pressers too after the games and stuff like that. Yeah, it does get really bad. But moving on to the next game, the Commanders, they blew out the Cardinals 42 to 14. Cardinals was at home for this one. I picked the Cardinals in this game. I felt like that they were just gonna find a way to win. I thought the Commanders defense wasn't gonna play as well as it did, but I will say one thing. The two things I'm taking away is the Cardinals kind of went away from Marvin Harrison at a point in the game when they went at him kind of early, and he didn't really see anything else for a while. But Jaden Daniels, we need to have a discussion. Like this is his fourth game. The Commanders they're red hot. 26 for 30, 233 in the touchdown. He had the pick, but Brian Robinson toted the ball well. Jeremy McNichols toted the ball well. Jaden Daniels toted. They had 216 total yards rushing, 4 rushing touchdowns. And Zacchaeus 85 yards. McLaurin had 52 yards in the touchdown. I mean, the Commanders right now looking like that they might take control of this division. People better stop sleeping on them, me included.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I think I'd say a couple episodes ago where I kind of like to give rookie quarterbacks like a season or two, just kind of like go out there, ball out, and then I'll judge you at the end of the season. But it's not like I can't give them credit where credit's due. It's like, dude, he has been balling. He has been like he's been taking care of the football as well. It's not like he's turned the ball over and like playing sloppy football. It's like I think he had what like one pick, and then against the Bengals, I don't think he had any turnovers against the Bengals. I could be wrong,
Yeah. So on the season so far, he only has one interception.
and that was the last game they just played. So it's
Yeah,
like it's like he's playing good football. He's taking care of the ball, and Yeah, I'm very happy to see Terry finally having like a legit quarterback. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm happy for him too. I'm not even gonna lie to you because he's went through it over there in Washington. Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule moving ahead. They have the Browns next week. Then they got the Ravens, Panthers, Bears, and the Giants. I'm really interested to see what he does next week. Next week against the Browns defense, but in their next 5 games, they can go 4-1. The Panthers, the Bears, the Giants, and the Browns. Like we could be talking about the Commanders literally being 7-2. Like, hey man, they're it's crazy, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. Like the Ravens, that's not gonna be obviously. I think they'll lose that game, but we'll see. I mean, but hey, the Giants, Bears. I think the Giants game might be a little tough, like how we kind of saw it in week 2. But I mean, we could be sitting here having a discussion. They're 7-2, and Jane Daniels is rookie of the year without a doubt.
I think with the Cardinals, at least in for me anyway, I kind of got blinded a little bit by that Rams, like the way they dominated the Rams,
Hmm.
and it's like the last 2 games they have not looked good at all. Like the Lions ran the ball down their throat last week, and the Commanders had their way. They could do whatever they wanted with the Cardinals, and it's like the Cardinals got the 49ers next, and the Packers, and then the Chargers. And if the Chargers can get a little bit healthier, it's like that could
Yeah,
easily be
we
3 losses right there.
yeah, they could be they look like they might start out 1-6, but I mean, like we said, there's still a trap game in my opinion. I feel like
They're a tough team.
any one of these games, Kyler can just go off, and you're just sitting there like, what the hell do we do? We just got to find a way to win this game. But yeah, going into the next game, talk about briefly one of the games tonight. The Titans against the Dolphins. Titans defeated the Dolphins. It wasn't even a defeat. They blew them out, 31-12. Will Levis, Ryan's boy, he got benched in this game. Yeah, he got benched, right? For Rudolph?
He got hurt, and then I
Yeah,
just
got
don't
hurt.
think they let him back in.
Yeah, like I know he got. Yeah, I'm about to say because I remember him getting hurt, but I feel like that was the excuse they needed to like not play him. But yeah, I mean, this game was really, in all honesty, to be completely honest, everybody, this game was terrible. It was. I didn't like this game at all. Yeah, the Titans they scored 31 points, but I mean, it was just I did not like this game one bit. Um, the Dolphins, just go over the Dolphins offense is terrible. They need to start taking this quarterback situation serious because they're gonna kill their season. Like I don't understand why they haven't brought in a guy yet. Like it's been weeks. Like you've had time to bring in a guy and have him learn his offense, and they just haven't done it. But yeah, shout out to the Titans, man. They got this win. Tony Pollard had a really good game. They didn't really get much going in the air. They really relied on Tajay and Tony Pollard to win this game. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm in complete agreement with you with the Dolphins. Dude, they look bad. Like they look very very bad, and it's like personally me, like in my opinion, I don't think Tua is like a great quarterback, but I think this is just kind of is another example of like if you lose your starting quarterback, you're always going to look bad. That you got Tyreek, like arguably the most explosive offense in the NFL, and you lose your starting quarterback and you look like trash. I mean, that's the best way
yeah,
I can put it.
yeah. I feel like man, they could have brought in a Tannehill something by now, had him work in a little bit, and they could be. I mean, just Tyler, bro. You're not gonna win games with Tyler Huntley and Skylar Thompson. I'm sorry, you're just not. And I don't know what Mike McDaniel is doing, but like the management, like, come on, man. Like, y'all are just gonna just say, man, forget this season. We're gonna wait till Tua come back in week 9. If he even does come back.
With the Dolphins, it just kind of gets to the point where it's like, in my opinion, I thought the defense looked like they just kind of gave up towards the end. Like it's like I don't want to say they just stopped trying, but like it kind of gave that vibe of like they just kind of stopped trying. Like I mean, I guess I can't really say it in a better way. Um, Credit to the Titans for taking care of business and doing what they had to do. Exactly like you said, they were really relying on that run game to get going. I know, and we can talk about this when we get to the Chiefs Chargers game. I've heard a lot of reports talking about D Hop going to the Chiefs, and obviously they're just reports, it's just speculation. But Yeah, I mean, like Diop would be a really good, solid receiver. I don't know what the cap space would be like or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, you only got him two receptions for 31 yards. Granted, your starting quarterback went out, and then you had Mason Rudolph in. It's like at that point you're not really prepared to pass the ball like that, and why pass when the running game is dominant right now? At least in this game it was. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that game.
By D Hop. We'll see what that goes. I wouldn't mind them only in Denver, to be honest with you. But we'll get into those Broncos receivers in a little bit. Moving on into the next game, the Raiders defeated the Browns 20-16. I'm gonna go over this game really briefly. I think both of these teams are not good. Devontae didn't play with the Raiders. The Raiders found a way to win this game. And Deshaun Watson, this game, I'm not putting this game completely on him. Amari Cooper was terrible, and that's been like nice. Amari was bad. Like he cost the penalties, the drops. He leads the league in drops, by the way. And I know that they're trying to trade him for a reason. People just see the name Amari Cooper and they're like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, saying all that, I'll take him in Denver over what we got. Without a doubt, I'll give up a third round pick right now to get Amari Cooper. I won't even cap to you. But I mean, overall, they're just the Browns offensive line is terrible. They're in Deshaun Watson isn't playing great, but this game wasn't all on him. He's not looking good, but this game specifically.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Crosby being out and Devontae being out, I didn't really think that the Raiders had much of a shot, and I was kind of worried because I know we both picked the Raiders this week. I was kind of worried to see like, I'm like, oh, they might lose, and this is one of those games where it's like at least with my predictions, I do them on Thursday just to get them out, and it's like sometimes it sucks because then like I'll predict a game to happen, and then it's like Saturday night someone will get hurt, like a key person will get hurt, and it's like, all right, like I wouldn't have picked for example, the Raiders to win if I knew Devontae or Crosby were out, but I mean. I picked them and they won, so that's all that matters for me. Again, this game was whatever. Amari Cooper did have that like long touchdown that was called back for I think it was a hold on the center. I think it was. I
Yeah.
believe it's like I mean his stats would have looked a lot better. He would have had like 5 receptions for over 100 something yards, a touchdown. But I mean, besides that, I didn't really pay a crazy amount of attention. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens when Chubb comes back. And I think that's what just the vibe I'm getting from a lot of Browns fans that I talk to. I think that's really their only hope at this current moment is when Chubb comes back, he's going to somehow turn around the whole offense.
Yeah, I agree with you, man, but I don't think he can come in and save it. The line is just that bad. But yeah, moving on to the next game, we're gonna go over the Bears defeated the Rams 24-18. Um, yeah, I guess you're right, man. The Bears kind of had their coming out party a little bit. They ran the ball really well. Caleb had a really good game. 17 for 23, 157 in the touchdown. DeAndre Swift just was basically kind of the whole offense. 93 on the ground, 72 in the air, caught 7 passes. Um, and the Rams on the Rams side of things, Stafford didn't play too bad. I mean, they're just banged up. The only thing I'm gonna tell you from the Rams is they're just completely depleted offensively. And Stafford is just, I don't even know how he's getting these guys 80, 60 yards. I mean, yeah, the Bears took care of business. I guess you could say this was Caleb's kind of coming out party, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up the schedule real quick, but I don't know why. I can just kind of see like once the Rams get healthy, just kind of like they did last year, they're gonna like somehow make like a mid-season push, of like making the playoffs or like I just really think again their thing is like Coop and Puka being out. It's like those are your two or your three biggest pieces on offense. It's like you're not really going to be able to get much going with the Bears. I think it was more, in my opinion, about the defense than the offense. You can tell DJ Moore and Caleb still aren't on the same page at all. Like he had like some like go route up the sideline, and DJ stopped, and Caleb Loki overthrew him, and it was like, dude, like we're in week 4, about to be in week 5. Like I guess technically we're in week 5 right now as we're talking. It's like, dude, like you guys still aren't on the same page. It's like we're a month in. Like I get it. it's a month into a rookie quarterback season. It's like give the guy time, give him a little bit of time to develop and get connections with his receivers and blah blah blah. But it's like, dude, like you can tell DJ Moore is extremely upset. Like half the game, like, especially with that Texans game, dude, he was pissed. Like he wanted nothing to do with that game. And it's like this game, it's like again, he had that go route up the sideline, and he just stopped, like almost running. He just started jogging, like almost like he didn't think the ball was coming to him. And it's like, I don't know,
Yeah,
dude.
I think a part of that was he's still kind of pissed they traded Justin Fields because he was the main advocate. Like, I don't think we should get rid of Justin Fields. Like, what else do you guys kind of want him to do? And Caleb is taking him some time. But yeah, he's obviously frustrated. But hopefully, as the season goes along, we see them kind of build that rapport. Because if not, they're just gonna trade him. Like, I think that's just kind of what it's coming down to. Eventually, if he keeps this, if this just keeps up, like I think DJ Moore realizes I'm one of the better receivers in this league, and I'm not just finna. I'm tired of losing. I mean, because he's been losing his whole career.
They just paid him too.
Yeah, like, but he's been losing. Like ever since he came into think about it in Carolina, then going to the Bears. Like those are two that we both know what those franchises have been. Like, and it's just especially Carolina. What Carolina has been as of like the last like 3-4 years. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for that game. Now getting into the good stuff, I do want to start. Here we go. Man, what a week. So we're gonna start with this one, man. The Broncos going to MetLife and they get the dub with a whopping 10-9. Wouldn't take it any other way. Broncos defeated the Jets. And all I gotta say, here's my takeaways from it. I'll start with the Jets side of things. Um, the offensive line, the penalties really are what killed the Jets offensively in this game. They couldn't run the ball. Brees Hall was held to 4 yards. Shout out to Denver. But Braylon Allen really was the heart of the run game. But nobody was getting the penalties killed them. Nobody was getting open. Like they really couldn't. They really had no rhythm. Aaron Rodgers was terrified. 5 sacks. He was sacked 5 times. But the Jets defense played really good. I mean, they did their job. They held the Broncos to 10 points and still find themselves losing the game. But going to the Denver side of things, and then I'll let Ryan take over because I'm pretty sure he's gonna hate. Oh man, what a game. First, I'm gonna start off obviously with the defense. When I said it last week, Ryan didn't want to listen to me. We have the best secondary in the NFL. We have the best defense in the NFL. The front seven in the secondary, they're clicking. 12 sacks in the last 2 weeks and 16 points allowed. This defense is legit. Pat Surtain, another day, another week, another prisoner. Locked up Garrett Wilson, straight up. Hey man, what did Garrett Wilson have? I'm sorry, 5 catches, 41 yards. But on Pat, I think he had 22 yards, something like that. Yeah. Jaquan McMillan, another crazy day. PJ Locke had another 10 tackle game with a huge sack late in the fourth quarter. Shout out to everybody all across the world in this defense, man. Vance Joseph was scheming it, dialing it up 100%, man. I mean, just what a game from the Broncos defense, the best defense in the NFL. And we're going to see that too after this week because I think after this game with Seattle, the Broncos will have the most defense in the league. So, Ryan, you can't say anything, man.
I mean, all I gotta say is I just thought it was crazy that Bo Nix he went 12 for 25, a touchdown and 60 yards, and Cortland Sutton had all 60 yards for 3 receptions and a touchdown. Granted, obviously I know like your receivers had like
Oh yeah, I
three.
didn't even get into the offense.
Dude, Cortland Sutton had all of your guys' yards, even though I think at like one point Bo Nix had like negative 4 or 5 yards. I think it was like sometime in halftime or something like that.
7,
7, whatever it was. And it's like
-7.
I thought that was hilarious. And like, but I mean, I'm not gonna hate on him. I mean, congratulations, you guys beat the Jets. I mean, I thought the Jets were gonna be a really good team, and I think I do want to get on you a little bit of, man, do you like not have faith in your team or something like that? Like you haven't been picking them the last few weeks and they've been winning. Like what's up?
I don't know what it is, man, but I'm gonna keep picking us to lose because it's really looking like, hey, look, me picking them to lose is definitely gonna be the right call. what that game was yesterday, playing one of the best defenses in the league, and the weather pouring down, raining. The guy only had 60 yards, but it was the most meaningful 60 yards I've seen. Like, you gonna sound so crazy. Like, Bo, he didn't turn the ball over, which I think was huge. I think in this game, he knew if he turned the ball over, we weren't going to win the game. And he did a really good job of that. Shout out Javante. He ran the ball really well. But these receivers are terrible, Ryan. They're an absolute. And I'm even talking about Cortland
No,
Sutton too.
no. I want you to give Cortland Sutton his flowers. I want you to give him his
No, for
flowers.
what? No, I'm not giving Cortland Sutton
He
his
had
flowers.
that man had a touchdown. He won the game for you guys.
Bro, all I know is he was wide open. He ran a slant. It was wide open. Nobody touched him the whole play. Here's what I'm going to say with the Broncos wide receivers. And shout out to my co-host on the Broncos podcast, Jordan Lopez, for this. You want to hear our top three wide Sutton, Lil Jordan Humphrey, and Josh Reynolds? You want to hear their yards of creating separation through the first 4 games of the season? Are
You lagging again.
how many yards?
You lagging. You lagging. All I heard was create separation.
All right, I'm gonna start it over.
All right, that works.
Wait, can you hear me now? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, and can you see me? Like, is my video very choppy?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty choppy, but
Oh my god. You think I should switch, or you think I should just thug it out?
what, like the Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
I guess at least try changing the Wi-Fi. See if that helps at all.
Yeah. And I thought it was gonna be good today. So I jinxed myself. Yeah, nah, Ryan. I'm gonna just read you this stat for our receivers, man. Our top 3 receivers. And this is yards. This is yards created. Like, this is yards created separation in press coverage through the first 4 games of the season. So this is how many yards they're getting of separation in press coverage. Cortland Sutton, 2.1. Lil Jordan Humphrey, 2.2. Josh Reynolds, 1.5. That's how many yards of separation Bo Nix's receivers are getting. And Greg Dulcich, I don't even know what it is for him, but I know it's bad. Like, so I just want to give Bo a shout out, man. I mean, he has the worst receiving core in the whole NFL. It doesn't get worse than that. 1.5 yards. Come on, bro.
Hey, yo, man. Shout out Cortland Sutton. That's all I gotta say.
No, bro. Cortland Sutton he did not show me anything that was like, oh my god, bro. I watched the all 22 film today. The offense, like Greg, oh my god, we are bad on so many aspects. I don't even know how we won this game, just to be honest with you. Like, we are bad from all of our receivers are terrible. Like Troy Franklin, he's not bad, but I mean, I just want to like our leading receiver outside of Cortland Sutton for this game was Mike Burton, our backup fullback with 1 catch for 3 yards. Josh Reynolds and Lil Jordan Humphrey had 0 catches for 0 yards. Our tight end 1, Greg Dulcich, 0 catches for 0 yards. And people going to put that on Knicks. I advise anyone to go watch the horrid all 22 film from this game and look at the Lil Jordan Humphrey. He's not even coming off the line of scrimmage fast, Ryan. He's jogging. Like, it's bad, bro.
In all seriousness, I'm not trying to be like mean or nothing like that. I'm legit asking, what happened to Tyler Bidet on the sideline? That's his name,
Yeah,
right?
we don't actually know an answer. Like, they said he just kind of fell. Like, he was just, they saw him on the ground, but they said it's nothing too serious. They said they're gonna decide if they want to put him on a IR, but they said he flew back and he's back with the team, and I think they said he's back. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. And it's time for people like Ronnie. We got the best defense in the league.
I mean, I don't know about best,
Oh my God,
but no, but
it's literally
I'll give you guys
statistically
your
now.
credit. You guys got a really good defense. I'll never say
Like,
best.
do you see how I gotta go through? We after this week are statistically first. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be first because Seattle, after the game they just had, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be first. Like, so all I know is number one defense, man. We here with it. But moving on, going to the next game. Oh yeah, and I saved this for right after mine's. Indianapolis Colts with Joe freaking Flacco defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-24. Pittsburgh suffers their first loss of the season. Didn't I tell you that as soon as I picked them that they were going to lose this game? Some bullshit. Some straight up bullshit. But yeah, Joe Flacco, hey man, Anthony Richards prayers to him. He got hurt, but Joe Flacco came in there slinging. 16 for 26, a buck 68, two tubs, 105 quarterback rating. And mind you, everybody, Joe Flacco is 39 years old. And he's still top dog. Jonathan Taylor had 21 carries, 88 yards. Pittman had a buck 13. 6 catches. Hey, I was told that this was the best defense in the league because let me see who said that last week that you thought Pittsburgh, and I ain't gonna lie, I think I even gave y'all the number one spot last week. So I'm gonna just leave it at this. It ain't happening. It's the orange and blue. We repping it over here, the number one defense in the league. We still going strong. But hey, man, how'd you feel about the game, Ryan? I'm gonna let you go ahead and wait.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm upset that we lost, but also like I'm not as upset as most typical Steelers losses. I mean, I thought for one, I thought Fields looked pretty good. Besides, like, I think he had like a
Great.
fumble. Dude, he looked pretty good. Besides that fumble, I think he had on the which really wasn't even his fault. It was the center's fault. But whatever. I do think again, I'm not I'm not the type to blame officiating on saying like the refs cost us this game or whatever. There were calls on both sides that could have gone either way, and it's like at the end of the day, you just kind of have to live with what the refs called. Um,
Joku.
yeah, I mean, honestly, when Flacco came into the game, I was more worried about him than I was AR at the time. It's like, dude, like
I
one
feel
thing.
like he could start.
Yeah, he could definitely start. One thing I don't get about the whole Anthony Richardson thing is he got hurt. They brought him out for like a play, and then they just tossed him back in there. And then he re-hurt. I think his ribs or his side or something on his side. He re-injured the exact same thing, and Minka hit him in the side. And even that again, Minka hit him. It looked like with the helmet. So at least he was leading with the helmet. Granted, I get it. Like if something I've never got is like when they're like, "Oh, you can't lead with the helmet. You got to lead with your shoulder pad." It's like, well, what's right in the middle of my my shoulders right here? What's in the middle? It's like it's my head. Like you want me to lead with my shoulder, but my head's automatically gonna get contact some sort of way. But I mean, I don't know, dude. Like Flacco was slinging it. Good for him. I'm glad. I saw a little picture beforehand of Flacco and Big Ben, where Big Ben had I think he was in McAfee's suite, and him and Flacco were talking before the game. Dude, that brought back like a billion memories from my childhood of like every single Ravens Steelers matchup that ever existed. But I mean, get
Flacco still beating y'all
yeah,
ass at 39.
yeah, all right. Besides that, it's like, dude, like I mean, again, I thought we looked solid. I think we beat ourselves. I don't know if the Colts really beat us. Like, I think we beat ourselves more. Like, Pickens had that stupid ass fumble on like we were in the red zone, and he was sitting there trying to do too much. It's like, dude, and I love Pickens, but it's like, dude, like eventually, like I feel like there are some players that, and we're gonna get into them later. Well, hold on, no, we didn't get into the Lions yet. Kind of like with DK, I feel like DK almost tries to be a little too much of like a Superman and tries to do too much and sometimes fumbles the ball, like just does too much and then like turns the ball over in some sort of way. And I feel like Pickens was doing that today, like not today, yesterday, where he was just trying to do too much. But I mean, besides that, I think Najee didn't really have a great game. I think Zaire Franklin called him out after the game, talking about how he's soft and how Cordero's like a better running back, and he was running harder than Najee. Um, Again, my biggest thing about this game, the defense played like trash. I'm not even gonna lie, but
Ugh.
but Justin Fields, he had a pretty good game. Like this was like I remember last year and the year before, where all Steeler fans were talking about is how we've never had a quarterback throw over 300 yards since Big Ben and blah blah blah. Man, Fields went over 300 yards. He had 55 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns combined. Like he damn near played a perfect game. It's like credit to him. I think I was a big I wanted Russ to start, and then if Russ was bad, then go with Fields. But it's like at this point, it's like you might as well just keep Fields in. Like he's every week been getting better and better and better, and it's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you brought up a great point. One regarding the defense being bad, and you know, it is what it is. Joey Porter Jr. kind of showed that. That man, hey man, look, all I know is I gave y'all flowers last week, and y'all let me down. Y'all let me down big time on the defense side of the ball, man. And yeah, I mean, look, my squad didn't do it, but yeah, I want to give Justin Fields his flowers, man. He looks really good. And Ryan, I told you before the season, I told you, I was like, bro, y'all best shot is gonna be with Justin Fields because I know Russ, and Russ shouldn't even get that job back regardless. But Justin Fields looks incredible. 22 for 34. This is the quarterback we thought, real quick. This is the quarterback we thought he was gonna be coming out of Ohio State, and you're seeing it. Like the running game for him was supposed to be an added bonus, not his focal point. And I'm glad that Arthur Smith is trusting him. 22 for 34, 312 yards. Like I said, three total touchdowns on the day. The only thing with him is I want to see him take less sacks, but it's not bad because there's a guy in Denver over there that hasn't been sacked in 2 games, but it's something I forgot to bring up. But yeah, man, I do want to see Fields take a little bit more, like less sacks. But overall, man, he looked really good. I was really impressed, and I will say for the Steelers moving forward, you got the Cowboys next, you got the Raiders next, and you got the Jets. It's gonna be 3 little nitty gritty games, but I think y'all can go 2-1,
Don't
maybe
say that.
3-0.
No, no, no. Tell me we're going 0-3. Tell me we're going 0-3.
He thinks I'm cursing his team, man. Hey, look,
Tell me
all
we
I'm
going
saying is,
0-3.
nah, I can't do it, man. Look, I'm looking at the Cowboys game Sunday night. Hey, man, Justin might hoop on them boys. That's all I'm gonna say, man. We'll we'll see about the Steelers, man. But yeah, the Colts got the dub. I think and I will say, and I'll leave it here. Hey, man, with Flacco, this is the second time we seen Flacco come in for a shaky QB and just look lights out. I mean, they got the Jags next, and he finna throw a party on them because I guarantee you, Shane Steichen, he's in no rush to bring Anthony Richardson back right now. He's in no rush. He's like, I mean, shit, we go out there with Joe. Cause I'm telling Joe looks like he can start. Like he can go to a team right now. I'm not saying be a franchise guy, but like, dude, what we saw last year and what we saw in this game, dude, this dude still has some arm for sure, for sure. Like, and he's so smart. Hey man, I don't think Shane Steichen want to go back to Anthony Richardson for this next game. I don't know.
Question: if Joe Flacco could be a starter right now, why couldn't he start when he was in Denver? Why y'all get rid of him? Why y'all get rid of my man Joey Flacco? Why'd you guys get rid of him?
I forgot we had him in Denver, man. Okay, I'll say this: when he was here, I don't even know what really happened. Like, I know, but like, he wasn't good here. He wasn't doing this. He had weapons. I mean, I think we still had Emmanuel. I think that was DT's last year with us. We had Sutton, and we had Philip Lindsay. I mean, we didn't have. I can't remember exactly who it was. That was a while ago, but yeah, I forgot Joe Flacco played for the Broncos. I think that was he said his worst team that he's ever been a part of, and kind of feels some type of way about that.
Real quick, and then we can move on to the next game. I do really think like, and you had said it earlier, like this is kind of the Justin Fields we were kind of expecting out of Ohio State. I think this really
Yeah.
goes to show like what good coaching can do for a quarterback. I'm not saying he's gonna be like an all-time good, great, all like whatever franchise guy, but like dude, he's been balling and he's been getting better every single week. It's like again, I'm not expecting him to go out next week and throw for like 400 yards or nothing like that, but it's like we you can see now it's like Fields had 300 yards, 50 yards on the
He has an offensive
ground.
line.
Man, no, our offensive line is all sorts of banged up. Like,
Yeah, I mean, but it's better than
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
for sure, for sure.
yeah, it's better than Chicago, man. Chicago had him running for his life. But yeah, man, I agree. I mean, good coaching is what's gonna do. And it's still not a great situation in Pittsburgh, but you can just see what he's doing with it. Like, I mean, Pickens, Fryermuth, and all those other guys, man. I mean, hey, they're making life easier for him. But moving on to this next game, the Vikings. Man, this was a good game. They beat Green Bay 31-29. They were blowing them out, man, and then Green Bay made that push in the fourth quarter to make it kind of close. But Jordan Love did go in this game, but I want to go with Minnesota, and I'll let you talk about Green Bay. Sam Darnold right now is the leading candidate for MVP. I think it's out of him and Jaden Daniels, but Sam Darnold is balling. 20 for 28, 275, 3 touchdowns, had a pick. But I mean, Aaron Jones toting it, 22 carries for 93 yards. Justin Jefferson is loving life. The Vikings are 4-0. He had 85 yards and touchdown. They got Addison back. He had 72 and a touchdown. And just the difference he made, like you could just tell, like they really, really been missing him. And then you got Aaron Jones had a few catches. But the defense play really, I think their defense is good. I think they give up a lot of points. Like the defense is a little more overhyped. I think Brian Flores is a good DC, really good DC, but they just don't have a lot of talent on the defense. But man, Sam Darnold's a baller. I mean, this dude he's ridiculous. Like, and like I said, where Kevin O'Connell might be, him and Kyle Shanahan, they got to be two of the best quarterback gurus in the league. I mean, he has Sam Darnold looking like an MVP. Like that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I picked the Vikings as well. My dad's a Packers fan, so like the Packers are kind of like my second favorite team. So like I was kind of rooting for him a little bit, but like I still think even though Love went out there and threw for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he still had 3 picks or whatever, I still think they kind of brought him back like a week or two early. I still think I don't know. Like I mean, granted they lost. So if they would have won, I probably wouldn't be. I guess I would have had to have shut up and not say like yeah they brought him back way too early. I don't know. I just kind of think like when they brought him back, like the whole identity last year, last 2 weeks was just like running the ball. Granted, they were down by what like 21 or something like that. So it's like yeah, you obviously can't really 28. Like you
Yeah,
can't really
no,
run the ball like
they,
that.
yeah,
But
they were
it's
down 28-7.
they went on 28-0 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like dude, like I don't know. I did kind of think, and I made a video for Sam Darnold,
I
and
seen it.
I it got to like 20, and I started making it at 28-0, and it got to like 28-22, and I was like, ooh, like this might be a wasted video. Like if they really come back, I can't post it, you know. But I mean, they ended up winning, you know, doing what they had to do. I do kind of think that this type of game is gonna like I don't know. I like the Lions are really good as well. I don't know. I think the Packers are like also like a legit team, and I think Love just kind of came back fresh off an injury and still threw for almost 400 yards. But I don't know. They just got away from the run. Like their leading runner only had what 9-10 carries. It's like I get it. Like you down 28-0, you can't really run the ball. But also like I don't know. And then again back to the Vikings. Uh, Addison coming back, he had 2 touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown as well. And then
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson, bro, what happened with Jair before the game? Because
I
they,
don't know what
they were
happened.
talking trash all week, talking about man, yeah, this matchup means more to him than it does to me. And then like an hour before the game, they were like, oh yeah, Jair is out. It's like, bro, like, is he ducking? Is he ducking something? Like what happened?
Nah, I ain't think he ducking, man. Everybody said he was, but he wasn't ducking. But yeah, to get into Green Bay, man, I think Jaden Reed looks really good. I liked what I saw from the offense a little bit. It's late in the game. I think Jordan Love did get rushed back a week too early. You kind of see with those interceptions and everything like that, and just the way the offense kind of got off to a really slow start. But I mean, he's back and they're gonna roll with him. But yeah, you can tell how changed this defense is without Jair Alexander. Like he is the driving force kind of behind of how good this defense actually is. You could just kind of see it without him. And I know it had to do with the Vikings just being good, but when the Vikings get Hawkinson back, like I'm looking at their schedule, they have two really tough games next: the Jets and the Lions. I'm interested to see what those. I think the Jets game is gonna be closer than what people kind of think. Um, I think the Jets have a shot at winning that one, but that Lions game, they need to flex that to prime time because that noon they need to flex that game. But going on to the next game, I know Ryan's got a lot to say about this one. The Panthers did not win this game, like Ryan maybe kind of he low key thought. The Bengals defeated the Panthers 34-24. The Bengals get their first win of the season. Carolina drops to 1-3. Bengals improve to 1-3. But my main takeaway from this game was just Andy Dalton played well. Panthers played really well. I think the Bengals really wanted this dub. They knew their season was on the line here, and they played like it. And Joe didn't have the best game, but he had a really solid game. But yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it. Like I'm not gonna go too much into detail about it. This is something that I thought the Bengals were going to do. I didn't hit the panic button just yet, but I was really close to. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, they're 1-3. Never know after a win how they could roll. They got Baltimore next. I don't know where that game is. It's in Cincinnati. I mean, it can be anyone's game, but we'll see how that goes. But I'm not gonna lie, man. If they can win this next one at Baltimore, hey, their season is still here. Like,
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, obviously, like they won the game. I just don't know how impressive it is to beat the Panthers, and it wasn't like a convincing win either. Like the defense didn't look great, but with that being said, I do gotta give them credit. Like if I'm bashing them like the way I was, it's like I do also have to give them credit. Like I can't just be a hypocrite and be like, man, you guys aren't doing this and this and this, and then when they start doing things I'm saying they weren't, it's like I can't just be quiet about it either. Did you see that clip of the interviewer talking about Jamar Chase, asked him if he had baby oil on during that one touchdown, and bro was like, man, you can't be talking about that right now during these times, blah 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 blah. It's
yeah,
like,
like
dude, why would you ask him that? Like what are you doing? What are you thinking? Why would you ask somebody, especially right now, talking about, bro, were you wearing baby oil? It's like, dude, that was hilarious, but still.
hey man, I would have just told him no Diddy. To be honest with you, like I can't even lie. That's crazy. I would have just told him no Diddy. Like straight up. I mean, the baby oil. Like, come on, man. Like I don't know if he meant that he did that so he can get clicks, but like that, I thought that was funny. But yeah, man. I mean, the Bengals they handle business like I thought they was. Ryan's been a little hard on them, but we'll see. Hey, look, that Ravens game also is gonna decide their season, I think, too. I'm not gonna lie to you. You start off 1-4, it's hard to come back from that. Same thing as 0-4.
Yeah, I
Uh
mean, the offense, like again, I'm gonna give them credit. The offense did look good, especially the way they were able to like run the
Jamal.
ball. It's like they look good. Jamar looked good. T Higgins is you can kind of tell, is starting to get back into his groove. I mean, this is what his second game of the season. It's like you can kind of
Nah,
tell
I think this is first.
he played against the Commanders,
Oh no,
right?
he played against Washington. He
Yeah.
did.
It's like you can kind of tell he's starting to get back into his little groove or whatever, but like this was the Bengals, like the backs were against the wall, and it's like, I mean, they showed up, and you can only beat whoever's in front of you. I can't be like, man, they
Exactly.
played a trash team. It's like, man, they if they would have lost, I would have came over here and talking about, man, how'd they lose to this trash team, blah blah blah. So it's like, bro, I gotta give them credit.
Exactly. Going on to the next game, the Falcons defeated the Saints 26-24. And oh man, I will say, my main takeaway from this one, we'll get into the Falcons. I think the Falcons still did not play a good game. That's just me. I think the Saints I think the Saints beat themselves in this one for sure. But the Saints, man, I mean the fall off is crazy. I mean how much they were rolling the first 2 weeks, and just when you get that one L, man, the way you lose becomes contagious. But I will say that the both of the games they lost have been really close, but their schedule is really brutal for the next 3 games. And yeah, I'm including us in that brutal stretch. The Chiefs, Buccaneers, and the Broncos. I mean, those are not going to be easy wins. They got the Chiefs at Kansas City. They got the Buccaneers at home, but it's the Buccaneers. And then you got Denver. And Denver, the way their defense is rolling, man, it's no guarantees there. All all I'm gonna say with the Falcons, and I'm sorry, with the Saints, is that they really got to start picking stuff back up. Olave had a pretty good game. Shaheed had an okay game. He had a nice 8 catches, 83 yards, but he had that muff punt, which really cost them. I still think the defense for the Saints, it didn't play bad in my eyes. I don't think it played bad. Um, I mean, yeah, like wait, because like yeah, the Falcons really won this game from defense and special teams, right? Like field goals. I think
Yeah.
yeah, they didn't score an offensive touchdown. This was literally just I think they got it off the muff. I know Derek Carr with the pick six. Yeah, like so. Yeah, I'm looking at it, man. This like the Saints defense to me still play really well. I mean, at Atlanta, only takeaway I have for Atlanta, man, is they got lucky this week. I don't know about Atlanta, man. They got the Bucks and the Panthers next. We'll see, but they're not looking good. I'm sorry. They're 2-2, but it's not a good 2-2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Honey Badger got hurt, like sometime throughout the game, and when he got hurt,
Yeah.
you kind of tell they started targeting the middle of the field a little bit more. One thing again, you gotta give credit to Koo, made that almost 60-yarder for the game. It's like
Yeah, it's
again,
crazy.
I know I've said that for the last since we've been doing the pod. It's like us we're getting desensitized to how good these kickers are becoming. It's like dude made a 58-yarder for game. He made a 42-yarder, a 44-yarder, and a 53-yarder. It's like dude,
Crazy.
that's insane. It's like I remember back in the day like I'm an old man or whatever like that. But like kickers were not kicking like this. They were not kicking like this. Like you were lucky
At all.
if your field goal kicker made a 50-yard field goal. And then Justin Tucker came along, was booting these like 55, 60-yard field goals. And then it's like now you got Brandon Aubrey coming out here kicking damn near 70-yarders. And it's like, I mean, I know he missed that one against the Giants, but still, it's like it's
Yeah,
crazy
like
how good these kickers are.
yeah, I remember when Matt Prater was with Denver and he made that 64-yarder against Tennessee, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's the second best kicker in the NFL." And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like that used to be a big deal. Now 64-yarder is borderline expected. Like, and that's just the reality of it. But yeah, I will say at Atlanta, the favorite next week against Tampa, which I think is crazy. That's just me. I know they're at home, but I think that is just absolutely insane. I've said it about Atlanta. I think they need to get one Bijan more involved, and they need to get Drake London, Kyle Pitts more involved. I don't understand why they're like Bijan had 7 carries for 28 yards. I know they did play the Saints defense, but you have to be aggressive. You have to get those guys involved. I think the Saints can bounce back. Hopefully against. I mean, they got the Chiefs next week in Kansas City. They can win that game. I know it's gonna be really tough, but they still to me have a really good defense. And the Chiefs being as banged up as they are, they can go steal that one. That one I think is gonna be on I don't know if it's Sunday night. It's a
No,
prime
no,
time
no.
game.
We're Sunday night. They play Monday night.
Monday night, yeah. So I know it's a prime time game, but hey, look, they got no Rasheed Rice right now. They are really banged up. Rasheed's out. We all know Pacheco's out. I mean, this is a game where the Saints can get them in KC and kind of get the momentum rolling back, but we'll see. Going into the next game, the Texans barely beat the Jaguars 24-20. Hey man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got some real concerns for the Texans. Just based on consistency. I'm not like they're 3-1. But like I'm not liking what I'm seeing because I feel like, but I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna take them time to get this offense rolling, especially with the injuries. They are hurt. But like the defense, I think has to be a bit better. They didn't really allow too many points. They allowed 20. But I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he didn't look bad. 18 for 33, 169, 2 touchdowns. There was some big throws he missed. I don't know if you paid attention to this game, but he missed a lot of good big throws. Tank Bigsby was kind of the back they leaned on. 7 carries with 90 yards. Christian Kirk and Brian Thomas both had really good days. But for the Texans side of things, yeah, I just need to see more consistency. But I mean, they're like I said, they're 3-1. I think it's just gonna take time. I think as the season goes on, they're gonna continue to get better offensively. But we got to talk about Nico Collins, bro. This dude, I mean, you can make an argument that Nico Collins is a top 5, top 7 receiver right now in the league. Like based on what we seen last season and then now this season, 12 catches, a buck 50 and a touchdown. It's seeming like that he's getting this every week. I think right now he's at 30 catches, 489 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, this dude, he's already got 500 yards, and we finna go into week 5. Like that's crazy. Like he's on pace for over 2,000 yards, and Diggs had a really good game too. 5 catches, 69 yards, and he had that touchdown on the ground. But I mean, hey, I can't even really be mad at it, man. They're 3-1. I think they'll get better as the season goes along. But for now, until then, like they gotta go on with. They got Buffalo next week, which I think is gonna be a scary matchup for them.
Yeah, I think next week as well. Man, I know Diggs is gonna go crazy next week. You already know he is. But yeah, I mean, my biggest takeaway from this game, really, I mean, I think the Jags are done. Personally, like I'm not trying to,
Yeah, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like they're cooked. But I mean, I think they played all right. I mean, like from the end of the second quarter, so the whole second half. I'm just saying the Texans. They punted, touchdown. Game winning touchdown. It's like the defense played solid. Like I mean, they ended up breaking on the last touchdown, but then you can also say with the Texans, it's like they didn't play their best ball, but what they needed to show up, they showed up at the end of the game and they got that touchdown. And it's like, in my opinion, you were I don't think you were at the game, but like you were like there doing the interviews and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the vibe was like there, but it's like you could just tell, like, in my opinion, when they got the ball with what 3 minutes left, it's like, yeah, they're gonna go down there and get a touchdown. It's like it was a nine play drive. Yeah, 9 play drive, and it took up damn near the whole time. I mean, they left Jacksonville with 18 seconds left. It's like that's the stuff you gotta see from like an elite team, like overcoming adversity. And like again, the whole second half, you just punted, game winning touchdown. It's like that's the overcoming adversity, and also shout out to the Texans defense for even keeping it like close and playing good. I mean, they give up that one touchdown, but like besides that, I mean, shout out both defenses for real. But it's like that's what, like, in my opinion, like elite teams do. It's like they find a way to win at the end of the game, and that's exactly what Houston did.
Yeah. Yeah, and the last thing I'll say about Houston is they got to get real disciplined here. I'm not, and this is unusual for a D'Amico team, but the penalties are insane. Like, I don't know if you paid attention, but they lead the league, I think, in penalties. Like, they're bad. Like, it's between Laramie Tunsil and that line, like, bro, they are so undisciplined. I don't know what's going on with the penalties in Houston, but I know for sure they lead the league in penalties, and I think they lead the league in pre-snap penalties, and it's getting out of control. They really got to tighten that up for sure, because that's also killing their drives as well. It's hard to get it in the momentum when you're literally first and 20, first and 15, or say you get like a third and short, and it's a false start, and it makes 3rd and 2, 3rd and 7. But I mean, yeah, like I think overall as the season goes on, they're gonna be okay. I'm really interested to see this game next week. But then after that, they got the Patriots, then they got the Packers, and then they got the Colts. So then the Jets, Lions. I'm not gonna lie, they have a stretch of games where they're gonna really have to tighten up. This is their most important stretch of the year, obviously. I'm really interested to see what they do, but they got to pick things up, really starting against the. Yeah, so moving on to the next game, the Chiefs defeated the Chargers 17-10. This game was very weird. I'll say that, to say the least. I thought the Chargers were gonna probably win this game for a second, but Mahomes and Kelsey clutched up at the end. Obviously we know prayers to Rasheed Rice. He got hurt, I think, after the interception. Yeah, running down and collided. Wait, he collided with Mahomes, right?
Yeah, Mahomes, like, Loki just took out his whole leg. He was like trying to like recover the fumble and all that, and he just completely took out his leg.
Yeah, man. Prayers to Rasheed. It's looking like he's to win the game. I don't know what's Darren kind of in. I mean, you got that. This is why it's so hard to even win back-to-back championship, let alone three-peat, because you got stuff like this happening. Kareem Hunt right now is going to be their running back one, it looks like. And Travis Kelce look like he's going to probably start getting the ball a bit more, but they're going to be leaning on Worthy and Sky Moore and Juju for the next few weeks. But that's pretty much it for the Chiefs. Okay, yeah. So getting into the Charger side of things, Justin Herbert is obviously very hurt. Like he's not 100%, 16 for 27, 179, but you can just tell by the way he's moving, he is not all the way there. Like he is very injured. And I think right now you can kind of tell they don't have a lot of talent at receiver. They really only have Lab McConkey. They couldn't run the ball. So the season with Staley, they were dead last in almost every single category, but they have really turned it around. Khalil Mack's having he didn't have the best game, but just I'm speaking overall, has had a pretty good season. The defense has been looking really good. You could just tell this is a team where they're going to be okay this year, but they can be really good once they get more weapons. Once they sign some bigger free agents, this team.
You said something about you needed somebody to step up. Talking about my man Juju. I
Oh
mean,
my God.
I know he might not be in his prime no more, but I mean, I'd love to see a Juju resurgence. I know he had actually 0 receptions, 0 targets, I think, the whole game. So I'm gonna need my boy to step up a little bit. But if I'm being for real, I think you're gonna need Xavier to step up. I know he's a rookie, but like you're gonna need him to step up. I think Kareem Hunt's gonna come in here and like you lost but obviously besides Mahomes and Kelsey, your two biggest offensive threats with Pacheco and Rice. It's like I think Kareem. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do exactly what Pacheco was able to do, but like I think Kareem Hunt's gonna be able to come back in here and like at least hold it down for a little bit. I thought Carson Steele was gonna be like useful for him. I'm not saying he's not, but like he had two carries and a for 6 yards, and I think he had a fumble. I don't know. I'm not gonna say he 100% did because I don't know, but like I think I saw something about him having a fumble. Um, Mahomes is not playing like Mahomes, like we know Mahomes is playing, like how he always plays. He had that. It was a bad pick too. Like I know, like it was the one when Rashee Rice got hurt. Um, yeah, dude. I mean, like we were talking about back with D Hop. Who are if you could give me like 3 receivers that you would like to see come in? That would obviously make some sense. Like, don't say Devontae because obviously the Raiders ain't trading Devontae to the Chiefs. Um, who are 3 receivers that you would kind of like to see? I can go first and I can give you some time to think. Um, I think
And
one. You want to go?
I would say I think Amari Cooper is definitely on the table. They did restructure his contract, so he's a free agent after this year. So I'll go him. Um, I would definitely go Jalen Hyatt. I think he's a guy. I think him or Slayton, but I'm gonna go him because he's wide receiver 4 right now, and I think you can kind of get him out of a steal of a price. For the third one, I'm gonna throw a guy out there. Team is going is Christian Kirk. So I think those are 3 guys I can see Kansas City maybe making a move for. I think D Hop is an option for sure. But I think if D Hop goes anywhere, I think it's Baltimore, man. To be completely honest with you, yeah, I just think he fits there better.
All right. So we just ended the episode, and I just thought of a solid top 3 for the Chiefs who they can like try to trade for or like maybe like get into the offense a little bit more or something like that. Um, I think Deontay Johnson from the Panthers would be solid. Um, again, like I said earlier, his contract about to expire soon, and like we know he probably not going to sign with the Panthers again. So it's like I think Deontay would be a good answer, and I think the Steelers were also trying to trade him. Not with I think and then when the Steelers were trying to trade him, I know the Chiefs inquired about him, but it was we're not going to trade anything to the Chiefs to help you guys out, which makes sense. Um, I think if the Titans start off pretty bad, I mean D Hop would be a great answer, but maybe Big Red and the boys can dial up some plays for Taylor Swift, get her involved. Maybe get her a couple touchdowns or something like that. Um, I think that'd be a solid go for him. I know the national media and everybody would love it. Um, how would you not love T Swift and the boys running down to the touchdown? I'm gonna insert a clip right now of of her animated AI running down the field against the Chargers, and yeah, that's my top three. I was struggling earlier to give a top three. That's my top three.
The Ravens destroyed the Bills 35-10. Buffalo. But shout out to Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, man. I mean, they just went off. And everybody's getting on Lamar for not having enough yards and everything like that. Man, he did what he had to do. He didn't have to do too much. The game was over in like the first half. I think it was 21-3. And you just got that vibe, man. Baltimore's gonna run these boys off the field. I mean, he didn't have to do too much. There's no point of forcing the ball into like a filthy combo. Josh Allen in these big games, man. It's just like anytime he don't play the Chiefs, has not looked good. But yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much all. I mean, I think Buffalo is still gonna be a really good team. Not sitting here saying that this changes how I view them or anything like that. But they do have the Texans next week, so we're gonna see. But I will say, man, one thing that we didn't talk about Buffalo is they beat three act. So we'll see how they do tomorrow and them. I mean, you can't even be mad. Like, hey, they needed to show the world that they were still relevant, and they did it. And I remember you was one of the guys that was kind of worried about their schedule after they started off 0-2 and now them boys have won two straight. Yeah, stop playing with Lamar, man.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't Lamar I was playing with. I I do love Lamar. I think he's easily the second best quarterback in the NFL right now. If you want to say Josh Allen, you be my guest. I think he 2A, 2B, whatever you want to say. Um, but again, I was trashing the Ravens' offensive line, and they looked fine to me this game. Lamar only had one sack, and again, they looked fine today. I do kind of want to see him against I don't know, because Derrick Henry he almost had 200 yards. I think I was really rooting for them just to let him get to 200 yards and just get out.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I understand, like they easily could be 4-0 right now if we being for real. I just again still worry about the offensive line, but to be fair, they looked great yesterday, and I gotta give them credit where credit's due. Mark Andrews still putting up the goose egg. I got him in fantasy past 2 weeks, 0-0. So I don't know. I did see John Harbaugh came out. I think it was today, talking about how he hopes Mark
Yeah.
Andrews can get out of this funk. And it's like he had that wide open pass too, and he just dropped it. It's like at that point, it's just kind of all in your head. But yeah, dude, Lamar, exactly like you said, he did exactly what he needed to do, and that's it. I don't get why people are hating on him either. Of like, he did exactly what he needed to do and dipped, and it's like Derrick
Yep.
Henry really just put the team on his back, and then also, and this is the last thing I gotta say about the game. Kyle Hamilton before the game, he was talking like during the pregame, and they asked him, they're like, "Who's the best player on the defense?" And he was like, "Anybody wearing black," and that was cold. And the defense showed up. They showed out. They made Josh Allen look like he was a little kid. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, moving forward, Baltimore, their next three games is going to be really tough. They got at Cincinnati, Washington, in Baltimore, and then at Tampa. Those are all going to be three really tough games. It's That's going to probably determine the kind of their season moving forward. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like in terms of where they're going to stand at the end of the season rankings. But I mean, we'll see. we wouldn't be arguably, and the offense wouldn't be as bad as it is. But shout out to Timmy P, man. But yeah, I mean the Lions. I'll start with the Lions, and I'll let you, kind of reflect on Seattle. Jared Goff had maybe one of the best games a quarterback can ever have. 18 for 18, 292, two touchdowns, perfect passer rating, perfect quarterback rating. And he caught a touchdown on the day. I mean, you can't ask for a better day than Jared Goff. I mean, he played perfect, bro. Like 14 Gibbs on the ground, had 14 for 78, two tubs. David Montgomery, yeah. And Jamison, everybody bought out, man. Amon Ra had a good game. Williams had a good game. All I gotta say is, man, I remember everybody was saying Seattle had the best defense in the league and they ain't played nobody offensively wise. Well, they got steamrolled today. So it's looking like nobody is there to contend with Denver for the best defense. But yeah, man, the Lions did look good. And yeah, I mean, hey, look, Jared Goff he had the perfect game. Pitcher, they like ESPN said, pitcher perfect. I mean, you can't have a better game as a quarterback, to be honest. You can't have a better game.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Jared Goff played a perfect game, and all I know is he caught that ball. I don't know if Brady was out there, he probably would have dropped that ball if we being for real.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say about the line. Not all I gotta say, but I mean I think the running game played great.
David Montgomery was
The
insane.
defense came up clutch when they needed to come up clutch. Um, yeah, and with the Seahawks, I mean, dude, they made Geno throw almost 60 times. It's like their whole game plan was just to air the ball out and just, Kenneth Walker had 12 carries. But, I mean,
I
besides
mean,
that, he had 3 touchdowns, though. I mean, that's crazy. That's good for him. But, like, dude, they made him throw 60 times, almost 60 times. Like, that's crazy. I
yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
I think a part of that was because they got down 28 to. Well, I think weren't they down 28-7? Yeah. They were down. Yeah, it was at a point. Yeah, they were down. They were down 28-7.
No,
I mean, I'm
no,
sorry, not 28.
21-7. 21-7.
Yeah, my fault. 21-7. So they were down two scores, and they just kind of, like you said, abandoned the run a little bit. I mean, I understand that you're playing the Lions, but I mean, Gino has some success. 38 for 56, 395. DK had over 100. Tyler had 61, 51 for JSN. I mean, they spread the ball well. It was just the defense couldn't get a stop at all. I mean, I feel like the Seattle that game, there's just the defense couldn't. Detroit did whatever they wanted to do. That's just basically it. They had the perfect offensive game. They did everything they wanted to do on this defense, and it was embarrassing for Seattle, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, I do want to, like, just for the aesthetics purposes, man, the Lions, those uniforms are so tough. Like, dude, like
Bro.
the blue helmet's perfect with it too. Like, yeah, I mean, it like they look just as good as they played, dude. Like it was a great night for Detroit football. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. And I want to give another shout out to my boy Timmy P, man. Big shout out. It's good to see you out there catching balls, Timmy P. Cause I mean, hey, look, we could use you in Denver right now. Lord knows we could use you right now. But yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much it. You got anything else to add about this game?
None. I got nothing to add about the game. I do got a question for you though. It's just
Give
one
it to me.
question. It's like a legit question. Um, Obviously you can say like the Vikings or whatever, and if that's your answer, that's your answer. But who would you say are like the happiest fans? And this is just an objective question. After the first month of football, who would you say are like, okay, bro? Who would you say are like the most happiest fans with what their team is like putting on tape? Like from what we're seeing, it's like it doesn't have to be this team is blowing them out. Like it could be based off of their expectations. It could be based off of like what we expect beforehand and whatever.
The Vikings. They're 4-0 with Sam Donald being the MVP. Point differential of plus 57. Like they I mean they're balling all over the field, man. I mean it's the Vikings. I mean you can't really get mad at them either, man. They got it right to be happy. Justin Jefferson is balling. The defense is doing okay, but I mean, hey man, it's the Vikings. Do you know how crazy a point differential plus 57 is in going into week 5? My God. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Vikings is probably what most people are gonna go with. I think for me, it might be the Commanders, especially the last
Yeah,
2 weeks. Like just the way that Jane Daniels has been performing, and like the defense has been playing, like at least especially like against the Cardinals, the defense has been stepping up as well. I mean, I get it. They played the Bucks, and they lost pretty bad. They played the Giants. The Giants aren't great, but like I mean, they played the Bengals, who we've all thought are gonna be. We all thought the Bengals were gonna be really really good, and played the Cardinals and smoked them. Um, yeah, I mean, like you like I just know Commanders fans are happy from what they see in Jane Daniels put on the field, and I mean, I think any fan base would be ecstatic if their franchise quarterback is putting up numbers like this and doing this a month into playing.
yeah, yeah. But I will say, look, I got a question for you, man.
I'm
Uh,
ready.
best defense in the league. Come on, man.
I'm wearing the beanie. Am I not? Man, we all have bad days. We all have bad days.
Oh man, you already know who I'm going with. It's bro, it's us. Like, man, you gotta give us the credit, man. 12, come on, man. 12 sacks in 2 weeks. That's not even counting the first two games. I think we sacked Gino like 5 times, and we got the Fields too. Come on, man.
I will give you guys your credit, but whenever you guys have a slight bad game, I'm going in just because you're a fan. That's it. No, but if I'm being fair, I mean the Broncos defense has been balling. I gotta give them the credit where credit's due, and I mean, yeah, I mean that's really about it. The Steelers defense, I really want to say them, but after putting up that stank fest in Indy, it's like, dude, I can't. I I would say the Jets. I think the Jets defense is great. I also want to give a shout out to the 49ers defense, but
Okay, so
if we talk
what's
about
your answer?
um I plead the
Come
fifth.
on.
I
Nah.
I plead the fifth.
Hey, Broncos got the best. Make sure to keep showing us love on our own accounts as well. And thank you guys, for keep showing us love too everywhere on all platforms. But that's gonna do it for this one. Until the next one, peace out.